Hi, I'm Nicole, and this is Brolin. We're a Canadian couple living in Las Vegas, and we're setting sail on the Discovery Princess for the very first time. So grab a drink, some snacks, sit back, relax, and come along with us on our 7-day journey sailing the Mexican Riviera. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to cruise day 4. If you saw earlier, I filmed the most beautiful sunrise this morning. It's about 6:30 a.m. now. I got ready for the gym and I'm just waiting for Brolin to get ready, but the tides have turned. It is extremely foggy. I'll show you in a little bit, but you cannot see anything. And you'll also hear that the captain is sounding off the foghorn every 2 to 3 minutes, just to let oncoming ships know that we're here. And I'll show you what it looks like. So yeah, it's extremely foggy, it's windy, the foghorns are going off, but it's gonna be an amazing day. I'm gonna get a good workout in this morning because your girl has been eating a lot. That was hard. The workout was called Gut Buster, and it did in fact bust one of my gut. Look at this. Oh my god. Woohoo! High five. We did it.
Just finished the workout. We tried these new called espresso bikes. It's kind of like Pelotons, but they keep you engaged. You gotta manually steer them. You can switch the gears. Obviously there's uphills and downhills. All in, kicked our butts, but we did about an hour and a half.
I did 11 miles through the desert. That kicked my ass. You did 20 miles through like the tundra.
Yeah, there were yetis and wolves everywhere.
But it was really cool.
It was.
Oh my god, but that
I'm doing that again.
best workout I've had on this cruise.
For sure. But we're all drenched. So now we gotta see if we can shower in the room or if they're cleaning it. At the very least, I'm gonna change my shirt so we can get some breakfast. But out of breath, so we'll keep this short. Okay, so we just got back to our room and you see that it's nice and sunny now. Brolin's changing out of his sweaty gym shirt and I will too, but I just wanted to show you our beautiful view. We are in Mazatlan, Mexico. Oh, it's so pretty. Clothes have been changed. We've been refreshed. Going to breakfast now?
Yes.
We don't know where we're gonna go yet. Probably the buffet.
Probably.
There's fruit. But we'll see.
I feel like that Mean Girls mom, like Amy Poehler.
You guys need anything? Snacks?
What time is it, you may ask? Elevator party.
Okay, so we're starting off with a coffee. There's a lot of staff members walking around all the time offering orange juice, water, coffee. So make sure to try those. I think this is one of the best coffees I've had so far. The other great thing about the buffet is that you can order your own omelet. So they have a lot of ingredients you can put on it. There's bacon, ham, salmon, sausage, variety of vegetables, tomatoes, onion, all the vegetables you can want, and you can even add jalapenos if you'd like to make it more spicy. They'll note the time that you have to pick it up by. Usually it takes about 5 minutes for them to prepare it, but you can either go pick it up in person or have a waiter or waitress pick it up for you. My time's up, so I'm gonna go pick it up.
Yes, sir?
50.
Here, right on time.
All right, perfect.
Enjoy.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, it is breakfast hall time. I'm starting off with a tropical smoothie. Looks really yummy. I have a boiled egg. I really need protein after that bike ride, so I also got smoked salmon, tomatoes, onions, a couple sausage links, and I saw that they had oatmeal today. So I have oatmeal, I added in some granola and pineapple, and it looks so good. Alright, so we just got done with breakfast, and now we are on a mission to find our lounge chair. It's pretty empty at the pool today because, again, we are in Mazatlan, so a lot of people are doing the excursions off of the boat. But it is really, really, really sunny, and we're already sunburned. But, you know, hey, one in Rome.
Just doing the towel trick to save our seats. Fix it up. Bang.
I'm heading back over to the buffet because Brolin wants a blended iced coffee and I also want a smoothie. So I'm gonna go get those. So correction, they don't have blended coffees at the buffet. They only have regular lattes. So I am heading down to deck 5 to the International Cafe. Brolin better thank me for this. I'm taking the stairs. Woohoo! Deck 5! Yay! Alright, coffee acquired. I wanted a smoothie, but they didn't have smoothies at the International Cafe, so I got a chai tea. Happy to be back. I took the elevator up, not the stairs, because I knew I would be dying.
Oh yeah.
But
it's impossible.
Can I have some?
Yeah.
Actually, this is taxes. Taxes.
Fellas, get you a girl that can do this.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Alright, so what's next?
My only beef with this cruise is the paper straws. Okay, they're horrible, especially if you're drinking an icy drink that takes a while to melt. It's gonna break apart, it's gonna fall apart, you're gonna probably ingest a lot of it. So that's why I usually ask for 2 more. It's a small detail, but you know.
It's the small things that count, you know?
Exactly.
We're all for the environment, but it is a headache drinking with paper straws.
Yeah. Right now we're on deck 18, it's called Sky. Here you're gonna find a couple of basketball nets to play basketball with. There's a pickleball court as well. They obviously have the paddles and the balls. There's a running track. It's pretty short, as you can see here. You need to run 7 laps to run a full mile, but you can run as much as you want. And lastly, there's a mini golf course on the other side, which we'll show you as well.
Okay, so just a mere couple steps away, we've made it to the greens of mini golf. It's just up these stairs, so let's go check it out. So we are here at the mini golf. It is completely free to play and it's included in your cruise fare. At night, the scenery is also gorgeous because they light up some twinkle lights over top of the course. And as you can see, we have 360-degree views of wherever you are on the cruise. Also, just wanted to mention that this is also the highest deck that you can get on this cruise. So if you are a tiny bit scared of heights, check it out, but it might not be for you. Alright, so if you and your party are looking for a little bit of privacy and you can't find any lounge chairs that are available at the pool, here is a great option. We are on deck 7 right outside of the Vista Lounge, and it's wonderful because it's quiet. There are some lounge chairs here and you can still enjoy the beautiful view.
Another way to dance?
Me?
One of my favorite things about the ship are these big screens that you'll see on every deck. Up here you'll see all the different events that they have going on that day. So for instance, they're showing the movie Megan on deck 7. There's a basketball competition. But if you want to look ahead, you can actually go through the different days to see what's coming up. One of the best things about this is the dining reservations. So if you scan your medallion, you'll see all the dinner reservations you have for each of the days on the cruise. So for instance, tomorrow we don't have any reservations, but on the 20th, we have a reservation at 8:50 at the bistro. Finally, if you tap excursions and scan your medallion, you'll see all the excursions that they have available and the price for each. If you'd like, you can also play different games and play the lottery as well. Now on the other side, you'll find another big screen that's basically the directory for the ship. So it's obviously big cruise ship, it's easy to get lost. If you're ever lost, you can go up to these screens and look for the destination that you want to get to. So for instance, if I want to play table tennis, I'll just tap it and it'll show me exactly where I need to go. It also tells you where you're located, so you can carve out your path and find your destination quickly. One of the cool features about this is if you look at the ship, it's going to point you to the direction that it's facing. So if this is the front of the ship on the screen here, it means that the front of the ship is in that direction as well. Now let's say you're on a deck, you have no idea where you are, but you want to go back to your room. You can tap stateroom, swipe your medallion, and it'll give you directions on how to get to your stateroom. Now let's say you're traveling with the group and you want to find each other. If you click or tap shipmates, you'll find exactly where your group is.
Oh, I found you. You're right here. You are on deck 17, right where I am, the green dot.
And if you ever need a restroom, you can find all the restrooms located on that deck.
This is actually very cool and very convenient.
Yep, and if you tap it, let's say you need the gents restroom on deck 17, it'll show you exactly where that is and where you are.
Very cool.
And when you're done, make sure you log out by tapping your picture and hitting yes.
Okay, so for lunch, we're finally trying the salty dog, which is on the Lido deck. It was super quick. We got our burgers in like 30 seconds. But Brolin and I both got grilled chicken burgers and fries. Looks delish.
Hi friends, so after Salty Dog, we hung out by the pool, watched Uncharted. They were playing it on the big screen by the pool. After that, we went back home, took a shower, relaxed a little bit, and now we're going to another restaurant that we haven't tried before.
We are going to the Skagway dining room, so it's one out of the 3 free dining rooms that are included in your cruise fare. I believe it is also a 5-course meal, so I wore a looser dress today, but I'm excited. They have, apparently on the menu, they have heart-shaped desserts, so I think we're gonna grab that one, right?
Sold. That's it.
All right, so we'll see you at dinner. Bye.
Elevator party. So we just finished our dinner. We're gonna get to the scorecard in a bit, but first we're running off to a comedy / magic show, which should be really interesting. So we're gonna catch that right now at 9:30. We'll do the scorecard right after. Scorecard. But before we get to the scorecard, I wanna talk a little bit about the show with Sean McMaster, the magician and comedian. Overall, if you get a chance to see it, please do so. The tricks were amazing. Obviously, the magic is amazing. The comedy itself was very entertaining, and there's audience participation as well, which we'll include here because I was part of it as well. He called for volunteers. I raised my hand,
of course,
like a little kid in school.
Always.
So fortunately, he picked me, and you can see a little bit of that segment in these following clips.
Okay, good. So we're all going to witness Brolin's first time here together. Brolin, I have conducted this test that we're about to do countless times, and I have found through experience that in order to give the person being tested, and that would be you tonight, the best chance at success, it's best if that person had an emotional investment.
After that show, we went to watch the new Top Gun movie as part of the Movies Under the Stars, so they projected, or they play it on the big screen that they have by the pool. We watched most of it. We didn't catch it in the beginning, but we watched most of the movie. We've seen Top Gun, I think 2 or 3 times before. We loved the movie, so it was even better that that's the movie that was playing. Really liked the atmosphere. It wasn't cold at all. They did have towels that you can use as blankets as well, but you could make do without one, especially around this time. And now for the scorecard. So take it away, Nicole.
All right, so for tonight's dinner, we went to the Skagway dining room, which I mentioned earlier is included in your cruise fare. So just as a reminder, our 4 criteria for our scorecard are the vibe, the presentation, the taste of the food, and the service. So starting with vibe, Brolin, what did you think?
I like the vibe. It was definitely more quiet than the last restaurant that we went to, the Ocean Terrace. But I really like it. It's designed really nicely. It looks really nice inside. It's more of an open layout, so you do hear a lot of the conversations going on at other tables. Overall, I'd give it a 9.
I have to agree with you. I would say 9 as well. I love how the place looked. It was very fancy and elegant. As Brolin mentioned, the place was very open. It's a very, very large dining room, and there were a lot of people there. It was a little bit louder than I anticipated, but nothing too crazy. So I agree with the 9.
Okay. In terms of presentation, what did you think?
Presentation, I thought all the food that we had was very beautifully prepared. So for presentation, I think I would give it a 9 out of 10.
I agree. That's exactly the number that I was thinking of. Everything that we got, even the samples, we did get a little bit of pasta just to try it. Even that looked really nice, even though it was, again, only a sample and not a full-out dish. And in terms of taste, I think it matches that pretty closely. I would give it a little bit less than a 9. I would say probably an 8.5. Some of the dishes and one of the desserts in particular, the Dream Boat, is that what it's called?
The Princess Love Boat dessert.
The Love
something
Boat.
Like that.
The Love Boat. I wasn't a huge fan of, but my main dish, the salmon, was great. I really liked that they had left the skin of the salmon and it was a little bit crispy. The other 2 desserts were great as well, and the bread was good as well, which has become a more important factor in our ratings now.
Yeah. I'm actually going to give it a little bit of a lower score and say a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
So the bread, I'd have to disagree, Brolin, but I was not very impressed with the bread. It was a little too hard for my liking.
Okay.
Okay. I got the French onion soup as an appetizer. I mean, it was good. Nothing spectacular. It wasn't bad. It was just okay. Moving on to my main dish, I got the sauteed shrimp with scallops. Again, it was beautifully prepared, very, very aesthetic, but the taste was lackluster. It looked prettier than it tasted.
I'm surprised because I actually tried one of the scallops and I really liked it. I had one, obviously, but I'm surprised to hear that.
Yeah, so my dish had some shrimp, scalloped, and it was over a bed of polenta. The polenta, in my opinion, had no taste. It was very bland. I thought it needed a little bit of salt, and that's a lot coming from me because we're actually below the threshold for salt. So if I'm saying it lacks salt, then it really must have lacked salt.
Right.
As for the pasta, that was my favorite dish, even though it was just a sample. It was so flavorful. It was a penne arrabbiata. It was spicy and it was really, really good.
Now, to be fair, let me ask you this. What's your favorite dish of all time?
Okay, I do love pasta, but I will say I've had many penne arrabbiatas before, and this one is up there.
No, it was good. It was good. It didn't necessarily stand out for me, but again, for me, the opposite, right? So I'm not a huge pasta fan, so
Yes.
I didn't even think of it. I didn't even mention it in my review, but I understand your point.
Yes. And for dessert, you saw that we got 3 different desserts: the tiramisu, the lemon cheesecake, and that Princess Love Boat dessert that you mentioned. Again, the tiramisu was good. Nothing exceptional, it was good. The cheesecake was actually my favorite. It was creamy, it was tart. They had like egg white foam on the top, which was really fancy, and I love that. And I do have to agree with you, the Princess Love Boat dessert, it was kind of meh. I could have done without it. It looked pretty, but it was okay.
Yeah.
So overall, 7.5 out of 10.
For the taste.
Yeah.
And finally, what about the service?
The service, in the beginning, I would have said the service, I give it a 7 out of 10. But by the end of the night, I think I would give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is, yes, we were seated pretty fast, but I feel like our waiter didn't come to us for maybe 20 minutes after we got seated.
A bit of a wait.
It's a little bit of a wait. Secondly, I noticed that everybody had butter with their bread, which honestly we don't care about because we don't necessarily eat butter and bread, but the fact that we didn't have it at the table kind of irked me a little bit.
Yeah.
But after that, our waiter was actually very attentive. He came over, all the dishes came fairly quickly. He was very open to us ordering 3 desserts, which was nice.
Try them, right?
Right. And the sample, actually, we never asked for it. That was just something that he gave to us because he said it was delicious.
Right.
So.
And one thing to add to that, he did spend a little bit more time to give us his recommendations. So initially we wanted to get the Dream Boat or the Love Boat, whatever the name of the dessert is. That was going to be our choice, but he said, this is available every day. You better try the tiramisu and the cheesecake, which we did, and we ended up liking more. So he did make that extra effort. Again, you can't necessarily blame one specific server for any delays in the food getting to you or them attending to you, because it was packed at the time that we went, again, for dinner. But I agree with you. It was a little bit of a wait initially. So I'd probably give it a little bit of a higher rating, but maybe I'm a little bit more lenient than you. I'd probably give them a 9 in terms of the service, because again, they were really personable, friendly, funny too. But I think that's been the case with a lot of the staff here, and this was no different.
Yeah.
So overall, what's your overall average score?
Overall score for Skagway dining, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, I'd probably give it an 8.5. I liked the food a little bit more than Nicole did probably, and the service, I was probably a little bit more lenient than Nicole.
Yeah. Wow, you're so much nicer than me.
It's because they like me more.
They were only joking with you. All right, so that concludes all of the activities for today. We are about to get ready for bed because we have an early morning. We are going to be docking at Puerto Vallarta. I probably said that wrong.
Yep, that's it.
But we have an excursion. We are heading over to a private beach for some swimming, kayaking, some lunch, maybe some snorkeling. We'll
Paddleboating?
see. paddleboarding, hikes through the jungle potentially, depending on how we feel. But we're so excited for it.
I'm excited for the paddleboard.
Yeah.
That's what I want to try. I've never done it before.
I'm just excited to get to a beach, finally.
That's right. No more pools, at least for one day.
Yes.
One more thing to mention about the restaurant. It probably wouldn't be on my top of the list for restaurants to try. It is free though, so eventually at some point you'll want to try it. It's possible that you'll have a lot better of an experience than we did. It's certainly worth trying. We probably won't go back to it, but if you're on this cruise, you should definitely give it a try, at least once.
Yeah. All right. See you tomorrow. Good night.